Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Okay, so I originally attempted to do this, but my credits ran out, so I literally had to talk to the devs about this. So originally, we made this the last time I did it. Booting up. We made this originally, build, and we attempted then this making a website, and I ran out of credits, unfortunately. We're gonna see if we can auto. That's the best thing I can do. Best model is. So we're gonna finish this up. We're gonna see if we can make an app and a lot of our type of stuff too. I have around. I got a little bit more credits because, as I said, we originally did that. It turned out really good, but it's just the fact that we're trying to do the website and then we just obviously got whacked with it. So I want to see how this turns out with the photography website, and then we're gonna do maybe an application and a couple of maybe one or two other type of things, and then we're gonna see how that turns out. And after then, we'll finish this up because originally we did do it, um, but as I said, we got hit with um, the credit limit, unfortunately. We'll see how this turns out. I want to see how it actually does websites, like just a random example of photography, or like make photography is more of a random example, or like another example would be like, I don't know, like make me a clothing store website, like something like H&M or American Eagle, or I don't know, Guess, or like whatever it could be, like just to see how it like holds up. Like now with all like the new type of stuff, like obviously we have like stuff like uh other type of things like GPT 5.5, or and then we have DeepSeek V4 Pro and all this other type of stuff. Uh, so like, and after now we have the Opus 4.7 slash 4.8. So like, okay, so like all these new types of things. Then after Grok 5 is on the horizon. So obviously they have these models itself. But I just have it set on auto, but like, so like based on off all this type of stuff compared to like the older type of era of like maybe like GPT, the original GPT to like GPT 3 to 4, like how does it like now with everything be more agentic, and after now has a better understanding of like better concepts and like a higher level of thinking in that type of perspective, like how does it hold up now? Because now like these are like really complicated things, and like from like my perspective is like coding or like build or scaling it or making an application or something like for like the Mac to the App Store or the Windows Store or like the Play Store or like whatever it could be. making even a game, like a game design and all that type of stuff. Like any of these type of things that are very, very like intensive, and I think it's more logically intensive because you have to say how do I make the photo? I need to put this on Photoshop or this or like all the old type of stuff, and then I have to make the website and I have to do all like layer by layer. So like all this type of stuff is kind of like Jenga blocks, um, or like Lego blocks or whatever you want to call them. And then by looking at that type of perspective, you're it's just kind of just like that takes a lot of mental skill. So how does it do that complex type of scenario, and how does it build it properly? Now with all these newer models that are more agentic or have like a higher level of thinking in that type of perspective. So far so good actually. Like it's actually like doing something really professional shoot. So I am liking it, and like European town, like something more of like abstract art. A wolf there, got like fragrance bottles, guys fishing. Like this is what I mean. Like these are the things that like would be on Photoshop, or you would have to do on like Illustrator with the text or like whatever it could be. And after now, you can just throw up GPT image or like something like um WAN 2.7 image or like whatever it could be that you use or like Sea Dream 5 or like whatever it could be. And then okay, boom, it looks real. It looks fantastic. Something really really good. And then after now, building the website line like code by code, getting all the features right, the agenticness, the page, the buttons, all that type of stuff. Like that's now like the other intense layer that people don't understand. All that type of stuff. So like now it's trying to build everything up. Now it's building something like intense, or like how would you build like an application, or like how would you build something else along those type of lines, like a full-blown like application for like the app store, the play store, the windows store, like whatever, something on Mac or like Windows or like on your iPhone or like on an Android or like on a tablet that now people use their tablets, laptop, whatever. And like how would you design something like that along those lines, and like in that type of intense type of environment, like giving me a preview, so let's see how it turns out. The artist, the fine art of photography, the artist seeing. It's kind of ironic that it actually says that because of a TV show, but it is. So you have all this type of stuff, all the portfolios, all this type of stuff. This is actually really really good like billion, you would pay someone a lot of money to do a website, and look how crisp this is, man. Adjusted for inflation, seems about right. So let's say, for example, like you have like the about section there, here's the contacts, obviously there's no website, but like blah 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 blah. This is like a full. This would take at least a good 6 months to a year to make, and this was made maybe in a span of like 10 to 20 minutes. It's actually not too bad. So we're gonna go back to the sidebar. We're gonna hit a new chat. Got 25K left. So probably not. I won't be able to do another one because that was pretty. We'll look at the other one, at Charles right here, so we can like an uptake of like how like you can build like another application or something more intense. Probably end up doing this. Charles is something a little bit more. So like obviously Charles would be like an application or like something like scaling. So this is something that I did as well. So this is something like ASI. So like scaling with like stuff like the Godfather of AI and everything. So like for example, like we have all this type of stuff. So this would be like an application, like a tracker. So something that you can also build. So like let's say for example you want to hit active, and you have your financial, and then you have hyper intelligent right here, active right here. Like let's say for example I want to hit like financial anomalies. So like this would be like a good tracker or stuff like that at a very very high rate. So pull the code diverges options. So let's say you want to hit like inject pulse, market trends. We have like a good competitiveness of 94%. S&P synthetic basket plus 82 and like that. We can detect certain things. So then dynamic guardrails, what your liquidity is, credit, US bond rates, all this type of stuff. The trade signals, very good bullish right here, crypto liquidity economic indicators, GDP direction steady off 76% confidence. That's debatable to whoever you ask. Inflation pressure easing goods. Inflation pressure is not that good, but okay. But again, it's based off trying to base off the current data. So I haven't had a chance. So market crash, standard correction scenario, high likelihood of simulated range. Yeah, I could now we're starting to get into more of like the actual a bear market shocks. It's yeah, medium to high. So in other words, there's a chance where everything goes boom. Defense reduced leverage, all this type of stuff. Generate investment report, market range. 82% confidence. So pretty much there's a big chance that it all just goes goodbye. Good right here. Exposure monthly. Charles is rebuilt on the simulation and analysis. We have a little bit of a disclaimer right here. So it's just a predictor to a certain degree. Like a lot of this, like the reason I say like a lot they had to put all this is because like to make a market predictor, it's the market does change a lot. So like for example, like certain data. So like that's why like I always try to put like live information. Like so like let's say for example like live. So you have all this right here. Bad. So like this is all these types of things. But either way, this is my review on Bud by Orchids. I would have to say it is actually very, very solid to a certain degree. It can make the websites, it can make applications, it can scale very, very properly. Um, and I would have to say this is a very, very good contender for a lot of type of stuff. The only thing is that the credits could be a little bit better if you're a very, very heavy invested builder like myself or like someone who does make applications. And I truly think that maybe like a creator partner program, or in this case, a building partner program. So um, trying to find people who are very, very AI bullish and positive. Not none of these skeptics or anything, but like a lot of people who use AI, like people who use Gemini, this, that, or like whatever. And trying to make a program for people like that, like AI architects, not engineers. That's like, and I'm not a code monkey. I'm not a slave to the code. As they say, the code is my servant, or as a quote from Sotor, the Force is my servant. That's correct. Pretty much, you you like in a lot of perspectives, Star Wars wise, obviously the light side, dark side, but in this perspective is like you master it so much that basically now the student becomes the master, and then in that type of perspective you have a very very good understanding of prompting and this and that, and now it becomes your servant because now you can make it into whatever you want. You can do this, you can do that. You have a good mastery of prompts and everything. So I think like they should also focus on a program like that and like give like a pretty good decent plan and a pretty decent amount of credits so people can build, so people can get like a lot of stuff out there, um, and like more YouTube builds or like stuff like or like other things like on like X or whatever, since community is now going away. But you have more type of stuff you can do like on like DMs or just like start posting a lot more and gaining a lot more traction because obviously with the AI algorithm and everything, then it kind of exposes a lot of type of stuff and it actually helps a lot of this. But I think it's very very solid, and I think like you can do a lot with it, but just maybe make a program to encourage more people to like use it and all. But I would have to say applications, scaling, all that type of stuff, websites. It's very very solid. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, Mr. Z,